disappointing was it when you learned the results?
No, it was disappointing because I'd been in the office since pretty early that morning watching the game, and so I'd been flipping quarters, and it kept landing up tails. I mean, I'm serious, no joke. It was like 9 out of 12 or 8 out of 12, something like that. It was a good percentage. It was tails, and so then when Lynn flipped and it went tails, I thought, okay, well then I'm going to tie with him because I've been flipping tails all morning. So I thought we'll be okay when they flip tails, and so it didn't. So then I hit heads. I was like, damn, I shouldn't have wasted all those tails. It's like when you go bowling when you're a kid, you don't want to bowl the practice frame. I shouldn't have bowled the practice frame. But other than that, it was sad. But I mean, it was the deal of too. It's like I told the guys yesterday afternoon. That's our fault. If we beat Midwestern and beat Commerce and beat Angelo, any one of the, win 2 more games in there in the conference, you control your own destiny. You left it up to a quarter. That's our fault. So just move on and get ready to play Panhandle State.
You have to be pretty proud, though, of the way those guys performed on Saturday in the wagon wheel game.
Yeah. I mean, I was really happy, when Eastern goes up by 7 and they come back and they answer and they keep playing and they get another one and they just keep fighting. And it was neat to see because we've been talking about their character all year, on Sundays when we've gotten beat about showing up and just continue going to work, and they have, and it's kind of a funny deal because the last 2 weeks I've been watching our guys come out to practice the last 2 weeks. And so every Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday, we've had 117, 118 players on the practice field 15 minutes early every day for practice. Nobody's having to chase anybody out of the locker room. Nobody's having to tell them to hurry up or get themselves taped or get their shoes on or doing any babysitting. Everybody's with their position group getting ready to start practice. And that was when we were not with the winning record and we were struggling and things were, not where we wanted them. And so I said, yesterday, I said, that's some good character. And that was what they showed in the fourth quarter of just fighting and staying with it. Because there's times, even when we've been 8-2 or 9-0 or whatever, that we were chasing guys out of the locker room and babysitting guys. And I just said, just keep working. Good things will happen. It might not always be football related, but you guys learned how to be committed to something. And so there should be some pride in that for sure.
How about the program has a chance to get win number 500 on Saturday?
Big deal. I mean, I think it's really big. I talked to the seniors about that you set themselves up for, to be that team to get the 500th win. Not only that, but get yourselves in a situation to be, 5-4 and set yourselves up with a 6-4 season. And there's a lot of things that are important for that. Not only you're playing a team that's going to be on your conference schedule in a year, there's a lot of things there that are really important for us to make sure we do the right thing with this weekend.
In terms of character, just from this past weekend, what did you learn about your guys from the highs of winning the wagon wheel to the lows of losing the coin toss on Sunday?
Well, the way they went back to work Sunday afternoon. They went back in and watched tape. We had a great weight workout and went out on the field and ran and had good video sessions yesterday. And nobody was. And that was my biggest concern was when we flipped in the morning was like, golly, we're going to lose the spiz and the excitement of winning a big game. And the joy those guys should have, and the seniors of getting that wagon wheel back and the pride and all that they wanted. And so, I went in there and, just what I just told you guys, hey, we had our own destiny in our hands when we played those quarters of games, we didn't win them, and then, but don't diminish what you did. And then I was really happy because they went back to work Sunday afternoon and they had a great session and great practice, and so it was a lot of fun to be around.
What do you expect to see from OPS shoot?
Shoot, right now they're all over the place. They're throwing the ball really well. They're playing 3 different quarterbacks. They've got 2 skilled kids that everybody that has played them from Angelo State to Tarleton says they're as fast as anybody in our league, number 85 and number 5. And so we started talking to the secondary and kickoff cover team because our kickoff cover team wasn't where we wanted them to be this last weekend. We said, look, if we play that way, those guys are going to be banging their heads on the goalpost every time we kick off. So you better get ready to go play. Defensive line-wise, they look really active right now, and so it's kind of the mix. They're running a bunch of different pass protections, and so we're kind of getting a beat on that. They're about 25 to 30% different style pass protections every week, and so they're trying to match their pass protections to the scheme that you're playing defensively. So Coach Watson's having a nice afternoon right now breaking down pass protections again for the umpteenth hour, so we got to try to get a beat on that. And defensively, they just look really active. Their back end, their secondary kids are playing really well. So it's going to be, You know, they scored 30-some points on Tarleton on the road, so in a rain, so they're going to be ready to play for sure.
You tell your kids this is a unique stadium compared to what you're used to.
Well, that's what we showed them pictures of the stadium already. We've got them posted up, and just the whole environment, because it's one of those situations that, you know, we talked about this yesterday. We took Dustin Vaughn and all those guys down to play McMurray, you know, 3 seasons ago, and we told them, hey, this is what it's going to be like. We've coached in this stadium before. You're going to be getting dressed in a swimming pool and all this other stuff, and you try to get them ready to go and get them mentally sharp for the game, and then they walk out there and it's not Kimbrough, it's not some of the stadiums they've played in, and so their energy level drops and they're mentally, you know, well, you know, these guys are on scholarship, and, you know, they're only a couple hours away. They're going to want to play. They see you guys on TV all the time. They see all this news stories. They see all that. You know, there's going to be a little thing, hey, let's go knock those guys off, so you better show up and get ready to go to work.